Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's really weird to be filming again. I haven't filmed an actual video in a couple of weeks. I've had loads of pre-recorded and loads of drawing videos and shit that I've kind of edited and then put up, and I've had like vlogging videos go up, but I haven't really sat down and filmed an actual video for a while, although it may not seem like it because I've had videos up. And this is a quick video that I really wanted to make just to talk about a few things and just to get a few things off of my chest. I'm really sorry I've had to switch back to my bad camera. This is my vlogging camera, which I haven't been using for a while, but I kind of came across it the other day, and this camera right here, the battery's dead, so I thought I just want to get all this stuff that's on my mind off my chest now. So I'm not going to wait for it to charge, I'm just going to use the vlogging camera, so I'm sorry if there's any difference in quality or anything like that. I had a really terrible time last week. A couple things happened, and people watching this are going to think they know what caused me to feel so down, but you probably don't. It was a whole bunch of things. It wasn't just one thing that made me feel all anxious and upset and go into that kind of mindset, but I don't know if I can say. So I kind of was interviewing for a job position that I've been trying to go for a while, and I think I completely messed up the interview. I don't really know the results yet, so I'm not really too sad about it anymore. I've cried about it already. There's nothing I can do now, and I just have to wait and see what goes on. And to be honest, I don't really care anymore what the result is. I did it, I'm proud of myself for doing it, and you know, I'm happy that I put myself through that anyway. It's just I kind of got a little bit demoted. Got demoted a bit. I mean, it wasn't an actual position, but it was leading on to the position that I wanted, and I lost it, and I found out just before the interview, and it's just put me really down and made me rethink everything and made me think my life and think about the goals that I've set, and maybe the goals I was setting myself weren't achievable, and maybe, I mean, I think I am good enough, and I do believe I am good enough, but I think maybe I just care too much, and you know, everyone learns from mistakes, and that's what I want to do, but at the end of the day it's kind of made me rethink things, and it made me start to doubt myself. And with anxiety, which is the topic I want to get onto, it made me overthink, and I started thinking things like, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm useless, I can't do anything right, I've ruined my whole life, I've spent years doing something that I wasn't even good at in the first place, I tricked myself into thinking I was good at something I'm actually shit at, I will never get anywhere in life, I'm going to be stuck, never moving forward, and I just fail at everything, and everything I touch is terrible. The thing with anxiety is, I mean, I have always suffered from it quite severely, but lately, in the last 3 years, I would say, maybe 4, it's gotten to the point where I only get anxious if I'm under very high stress situations, whereas I used to get anxious for small things like going to the shop and talking to the cashier, or saying hello to someone, or starting a conversation. When I used to be in conversations with people, I used to first of all find it hard with eye contact and shit like that, because I was very anxious. I would think about every single thing I was saying before I would say it. Like, I'd be in a conversation with someone and they'd say, how was your day today? And it would take me a few seconds to reply, because I'd be thinking about what I was going to respond, and I'd be worrying that I would say something wrong, or I'd mess up my lines, or it sounds so stupid, but I'd go over what I was going to say in my head. And if I was sat in a conversation and people were talking, I'd be scared to like join in and jump in and say something, or if I was going to jump in and say something, I'd go over it in my mind and think, is that an okay thing to say, or will I sound stupid, will people laugh at me, will I be ignored, will I not say it loud enough? Because, you know, I used to talk very, very quietly. I do still sometimes, but not as much, and so people wouldn't hear me, and then I'd feel too anxious to even say anything again, because it took a lot to work myself up to say something, and then they didn't even hear me. You know, it would feel bad. Just every day I used to have panic attacks. Every single day I'd have at least 2. And at school, I remember one time I was in English and this teacher wanted us to go around reading a paragraph each, and I started working myself up. I couldn't breathe. I started sweating buckets. I started shaking, and I just kind of held it in, and I never told anyone I was having a panic attack. I'd just sit there and just feel like I was dying. I'd just be thinking of escape scenarios, like what if I run, what if I say I'm not feeling well, what if I don't know, what if I just don't come to class next day so that I don't have to do it again. I'd be going over the paragraph in my mind a million times. I'd be stuttering by the time they got round to me. I'd be quiet, I'd be shaking. You could hear the shaking in my voice, and people would look at me like I was a freak, and some people with concern and others wouldn't even notice, I don't think. But the second it was over, I'd feel this sense of relief, and I'd just be able to let go, and I'd be like, oh, the danger's over, and the panic attack would stop. But it used to get so bad, and I remember saying to the teacher, I can't do it, please, I can't read. And she saw the look on my face and she just said, that's fine, and skipped over me. And it was so awkward, I felt so judged. I'll never forget the moment. But usually I would just force myself to say it, but a paragraph was too much and I couldn't handle it. If she'd just said, read a line, I mean, I still would have gone through the same thing. I still would have had a panic attack. I still would have stuttered, messed up words. I still would have said it too quietly. I still would have said it super fast to get it out of the way. And I still would have been like breathless and like shaking and sweating and all the other things that come with a panic attack. But at least I could handle a sentence and I could get through it alive, which sounds so fucking stupid, but with a paragraph it was just too much, and I could not for the life of me get past it. Now I have panic attacks hardly ever, but this week I had one every single day. Not this week, sorry, last week I had one every single day. I had one Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. And I think it was Wednesday I had 2. And I called up my sister, who, she's not very good at, she's not a very comforting person. We have a relationship where we're like, oh, shut up you little bitch, and like, we're very banter with each other and we don't talk about feelings and shit, like, we just don't do that shit. She's not that kind of sister, which is fine. We have that kind of relationship. And me, well, actually she called me and I was in the middle of a panic attack, and I was sat in the middle of town on my own in a corner, like, sounds so bad, but I had my knees up to my chest. I was trying to breathe. I couldn't breathe. I was crying my eyes out. People were staring at me. I had my head like this. I was just trying to control myself, and I couldn't. And then she called me and I was like, oh, someone to talk to. And I answered it and she's like, hey, how's it going? And I just start going, I can't do this anymore, I can't do it. I'm like sobbing down the phone. I'm like, I have to go home, I have to ask to leave work, I can't breathe, I have to go, I can't do it. And she's like trying to calm me down. She's like, she seemed a bit awkward. She probably didn't know what the fuck to say. I don't think I've ever had a panic attack in front of Jessica before. Like, it's not something I talk about with Jessica. Paige, yes, I've called her many times through panic attacks and she is usually very helpful. Like, she's very calming, and I mean, there's not a lot anyone can do during a panic attack, but having someone there reassuring you does help a tiny bit. And just having someone there so you can vent everything and get it out before it's done is always good. And Paige is good for that. And Jessica, she tried to help. She kind of just kept repeating the same thing and trying to help me, but eventually I kind of just got it all out of my system, stopped crying, and then I realised I'd spent an hour crying and panicking, so then I had to go and rush my food and stuff it down my face before I got back to work. I kept panicking and just kept having attacks, and I haven't had attacks for like, sorry, I haven't got a cold, sorry, I haven't got a cold, sorry, I'm not crying, I've got a cold, but I had like so many panic attacks, and I haven't had them since I left school, like 4 years ago now. God, I'm old. And it's just like, it was so new and weird to me. Like, I'd forgotten what it felt like and how it feels like you're dying and like you can't escape, and how abnormal you feel afterwards. And I forgot what it's like, and I've grown so much as a person. Like, the only time I have a panic attack now is if it's something really fucking extreme, like if it's really, really extreme. Like, I haven't had one for years and years because nothing will trigger me now, because I'm so confident now and I talk to people and I'm confident in who I am, and I feel proud of everything I've achieved, and I feel just so louder. And like, YouTube has helped me a lot because I feel like people watch me on camera, so I'm like, well, there's no need to hide because everyone knows me and everyone accepts me as who I am. And I don't sit there in conversations and overthink what I'm saying. I just say shit without thinking, which sometimes isn't a good thing, but I just say shit now, and I can go up to strangers and talk to them and make conversation, and I'll willingly go up to chat cash points and be like, oh hey, how are you and stuff, you know. My customer service will come out by accident, and you know, I'm so different to how I used to be. So experiencing this week has been really weird, and it put me really down and made me feel like I'm back to being who I was years ago, but I'm not. It was just a bad week. You know, we all have those weeks, and it was just me crying and crying and crying and overthinking and overthinking. That's a lot of anxiety, like, it's just overthinking. Overthinking will destroy you, basically, because you usually will overthink things way worse than they actually are, and I've been thinking a lot, and I'm going to do things positively from now on. No matter what bad happens to me, I can find something good from it, and I can learn, and I can become a better person, and I can learn from my mistakes, and I can find other routes in life if certain other routes don't work out. And you know, like 4 people have said to me this week, you know, the world is a big place and I can achieve things elsewhere. I don't have to put all my eggs in one basket all the time like I've been doing, because when you do that and it all collapses and your basket breaks and all your legs smash, all your eggs smash, not all your legs, and all your eggs smash, what the fuck are you gonna do? You got none to pick back up, you got nothing to pick yourself back up with. God, this metaphor is good, isn't it? If your basket breaks and all your eggs are in that one basket, you're fucked. You got eggs in every single basket out there going, and one of them smashes, well, go for another one. Do you see what I mean? Go to another basket and try your best there, and if that smashes too, try again. That's what life is. You learn, you develop, you grow, you become a better person. And I'm just going to be happy and stop moping around and feeling sad. And literally everyone in my life last week knew I was not okay. Like, I couldn't even hide it. I was not okay. Like, if I'd kept feeling that way, I don't think I would have been able to get back out of it. And I don't ever want to feel like that again. I'm not going to cry because I upload too many videos of myself crying. Honestly, people are going to think, what a mess. I just never want to go down that route again. I've made a video before about depression and shit, and I don't want to go back down there. And with the way I was last week, I was definitely heading that way. I don't think it develops that fucking fast, or at least I hope not, but with the way that I was thinking and just everything I was doing, even small things, sorry, that's my Snapchat, even the tiniest things I was doing, and it would go wrong. Like, I don't know, for example, say I did a drawing and then it fucked up, I'd screw it up and be like, oh, I'm such a fucking failure, I hate myself, I'm a mess, I can't do anything right, I deserve everything bad that's coming to me, I don't deserve anything. And that was my whole mindset last week, and I couldn't stop it, and it just kept going. And it's only been because of the people around me that I've been able to stop myself thinking that way, because I'm not shit at things that I'm doing. I'm trying my hardest, and that's all you can do in life, and I just have to figure out things and start, you know, if you're not happy in life, you should change it. And that's something that I never do. I just let myself continue being unhappy, and I keep complaining, and I'm like, oh, I don't like this about my life, and I won't do anything to change it. Like, why? Just change it. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're not happy, change it. And I find it so hard because I don't like change, because change makes me so anxious, but I have to push myself to change in certain things. So that's what I'm going to be doing from now on. I'm going to be developing myself and trying to become a better person. I'll have to rearrange some of my New Year's resolutions and some of my goals, but that's fine. I haven't failed. I mean, last week I was having such a bad week, I went and smoked for the first time since New Year's. I haven't smoked in like 6 or 7 months, whatever month it is now. And I went and had a cigarette because I was drunk and upset and feeling down, so I was like, can I have one? And my friends were shocked because they don't offer me cigarettes anymore because, you know, I don't smoke anymore. And that was my own fault. When I woke up the next day and tasted that, I was so disappointed in myself. I had caffeine last week, I drank every day after work, and I don't just mean light drinks, I mean a full-on gut drunk, and was hungover every day last week. And it's ridiculous. I don't need to go down those paths that I've gone down before, you know. When I got kicked out, I went through this really alcoholic phase for like 3 or 4 months, I would say, where I was getting drunk every single day, even weekdays. And I don't know how I managed to keep my job. And I don't need to do that shit, you know. I haven't had a single drink this week. It hasn't been a bad week because I haven't been thinking about the things that have happened to me, and I haven't been overanalyzing and overthinking and thinking to myself, oh, you've ruined everything, oh, you're such a mess. Yeah, I kind of have ruined everything, but what are you gonna do? It's happened now. There's nothing I can do. You know, there's nothing I can do. But I'm just gonna have to think of some new goals. Maybe rethink my decision of not going to uni. I don't know. I'm just gonna have to think about what makes me happy. I know YouTube makes me happy, so I'm gonna try and keep up on my video game and make videos most nights this week. I'm getting back to the gym in a minute, and I'm just gonna try and be positive from now on. And I just want to say, anyone suffering from anxiety, I understand how abnormal you feel. I'm not gonna cry. I understand how abnormal you feel, and how, you know, you just think, I wish I could just be a normal person. You can, with enough determination, and when you push yourself enough. It's a horrible thing to go through the journey, but eventually, the more you push yourself, the more it takes to break you. That's how I am. Like, it took a lot to break me last week, but it was a whole, it wasn't just one thing, it was like 3 or 4 different things that just happened to happen on the same day, and I was like, oh, it just broke me. It was like all my worst fears had come true at once, and that's what broke me. Nothing else would have broken me. Like, small things used to break me, so if small things are breaking you right now and you have panic attacks over small little like social situations and shit, don't feel abnormal, don't feel bad, because look at me, I used to be like that and I'm not like that anymore. It's only now, I think, the thing that causes panic attacks for me now is my own overthinking, which I haven't done for a while. So yeah, just get out of your own brain. Think positively, try, I know it's hard, stay strong, and I'll leave some links to something that might help you down below, and yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll have a more cheery video out next week. Bye! Sorry, I forgot to say, it wasn't just last week I was feeling this way, it's been building up for months. Slowly. Sorry, that reminds me of this girl from work, she's always like, slowly, just despacito. Anyway, it was building up over a long period of time, but I was kind of acting like things were okay. I made a video called something, what was it? It was like, I'm a failure or something, or feeling like a failure or something, I think it was. And, you know, you can see that it was building up over a few months, and I just kept trying to pretend to be happy. But, you should always tell people when you're not feeling okay. And I have a lot of people around me that I can talk to, who care about me and who have noticed, so don't let yourself be alone. talk to someone through the early stages of feeling down, because it could turn into something way worse, trust me. And then you won't want any help. So yeah, that's all I've got to say. Sorry, bye.